Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here because today we're going to tear down a massive misconception in the business world. We're looking at a fascinating breakdown from Innovex Ventures that puts marketing automation head to head against manual marketing. And we aren't just talking in abstract concepts today, no. We're going to look at the hard data, the actual dollars, and the real-world operational impact to uncover the true costs of doing things the old-fashioned way versus, leveraging modern systems.
So what is doing it yourself really costing your business? It's incredibly common for business owners and managers to just rely on manual labor, often their own, because, well, it feels like it's free. You don't get a monthly invoice for your own sweat equity, right? But I want you to reconsider that right now. We're going to explore whether your so-called free manual labor is actually the single most expensive option you could possibly choose.
Section 1. The true cost of manual.
Okay, let's dive right into this. I want you to do some quick mental napkin math with me. Before you can even decide if an automated system is right for you, you need your baseline. Step 1, estimate the number of hours per week your team, or you, spend on manual marketing tasks. Step 2, multiply that by an effective hourly rate. Step 3, look at the terrifying number you get. That right there is your hidden cost. Let's make this super concrete with a very conservative example from our source material. Take a look at a typical week for a service business owner or a marketing manager. 3 hours managing email follow-ups, 2 hours updating CRM records, 2 hours reviewing ad campaigns, 2 hours writing or scheduling content, and 1 hour pulling performance reports. That's just 10 hours a week. If we apply a conservative rate for an owner or senior employee, let's say $75 an hour, that equals $750 a week, or $3,000 a month in labor, solely dedicated to tasks that a machine could easily just handle for you. Which brings us to a staggering figure, $36,000 a year. That is what this conservative 10-hour-a-week manual marketing routine is draining from the business annually. I mean, that's a full-time entry-level salary or a brand new company vehicle, literally eaten up by tasks like copying and pasting email addresses and just trying to remember to follow up with leads. But wait, here's the kicker. That 36 grand, that's only counting the time spent. It does not account for the opportunity cost. It totally misses the leads you are actively losing because human follow-ups are inherently slow, inconsistent, or they just slip through the cracks altogether. The 5-minute rule shows us that when you rely on manual follow-up, your response time is measured in hours, or sometimes days, not minutes. And here is the true severity of that situation. Studies consistently show that lead conversion rates drop by an astonishing 80% when your response time exceeds just 5 minutes. If a potential client fills out a form on your website and you take 45 minutes to get back to them because, you were in a meeting, you have effectively incinerated 80% of your chance of closing that deal. Section 2, the price of automation.
Let's break down the actual upfront and ongoing costs of implementing an AI marketing automation system for a small to medium-sized business. For a one-time setup fee, you're usually looking at between $1,500 and $3,000. That covers building workflows, configuring the CRM, and writing sequences. Then, there's a monthly retainer for management ranging from $499 to $1,999. Finally, the tools themselves. Surprisingly, software costs are incredibly low, ranging from $0 to $150 a month. In fact, tools like Brevo actually have a free tier that covers most SMBs up to 1,000 contacts.
And this brilliantly illustrates the financial reality. When you tally up those mid-tier automation expenses, the first-year cost comes to roughly $15,000 to $18,000. Compare that to the $36,000 you're bleeding out in manual labor. Automation literally cuts your operational cost in half, all while giving you a system that never sleeps. Section 3, the speed and scale advantage. Look at this stark contrast in follow-up speed. An automated sequence fires within 60 seconds of a form submission. Boom, instant connection. Manual follow-up, on the other hand, averages 47 minutes in most SMBs. And honestly, that's only when someone actually remembers to do it. Remember that 80% drop in conversions after 5 minutes we discussed earlier? This 60-second automated response completely eliminates that loss. Let's see how these capabilities build across the whole business to basically change everything. First, speed, which we just covered, responding within 60 seconds. Second, consistency. An automated system doesn't forget, it doesn't get the flu, it doesn't go on vacation, and it works at 2 a.m. Third is scale. Manual marketing has a ceiling based on the hours in a week. Automation has no ceiling. Processing 500 leads takes the exact same amount of labor as processing 50. And finally, data.
Instead of relying on gut feelings, automated systems track every single touch point so you know exactly what's actually driving your bookings. Okay, real quick, I need to clear up a very common misconception here. Sending an email blast on a Tuesday at 10 a.m. is not marketing automation. That is just a scheduled email. Scheduled emails fire on a timer regardless of what the person on the other end is actually doing. True marketing automation responds to actual user behavior. So, for example, a lead who visits your pricing page twice gets a completely different, highly targeted message compared to a lead who went completely cold after the first email. Behavior-based automation consistently, and I mean consistently, outperforms generic timed blasts. Section 4, where humans still win. Because look, the crucial point is that automation is not a magic wand that replaces human judgment. Humans heavily outperform automation in a few key areas. First, hot lead closing. If a lead replies to an email or requests a callback, they need a real human immediately, not just the next automated email in the sequence. Second, relationships. Complex enterprise deals, referral partners, these require nuance and personal attention. And third, strategy. Automation executes the plan perfectly, but human minds must decide what to automate, how to sequence it, and what compelling content to actually build. I absolutely love this quote from the source material, and I really want it to sink in as your guiding philosophy as a business operator. The right model: automate everything that doesn't require judgment. Reserve human attention for everything that does. Automation handles the volume and the consistency. You handle the conversion and the strategy. It's kind of a perfect partnership. Section 5. The 90-day payback.
A question that comes up constantly from businesses starting from scratch is this: hey, I don't even have a CRM yet. Can I still use marketing automation? The answer is a definitive yes. You don't need to have some massive, complex system already in place. A proper automation setup includes configuring a CRM for you. Tools like Bravo and Fluent CRM can integrate directly with platforms like WordPress, often at zero starting cost. The automation is designed to build on top of whatever you currently have, or, it can be built entirely from scratch if you're starting with nothing. There's literally no barrier to entry here. And here is the most exciting number in this entire explainer: 90 days. For most small to medium-sized businesses, a marketing automation system pays for itself entirely within 90 days of implementation. So how does that payback happen so fast? Well, it comes from two distinct sources. First, you recover those labor hours, typically 8 to 12 hours a week for a small team, which lets you redirect that highly paid human energy into strategy and closing. Second, and honestly more importantly, it comes from the new revenue captured simply by following up faster. In most cases, closing just one single extra deal per month because your automated system reached them in 60 seconds is enough to completely cover the monthly retainer cost. It transforms from an expense into a revenue generator almost immediately. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Just look at the data we've covered today. If you're spending $36,000 a year of your own time to manually send emails while losing 80% of your leads because you can't type fast enough, you have to ask yourself, is your business running you, or are you running your business? Automation gives you the leverage to take back control, scale without limits, and focus your human brilliance exactly where it belongs. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this data empowers you to make an incredibly smart upgrade to your operations.